Welcome back. Today I'm going to be drawing Knuckles from Sonic, so let's get started. I'm going to do this one in a pencil sketch, so I'm going to start up here with a curved line and slant it on down, round at the bottom, and then curve it back up and bring it out on the top, kind of like this. Okay, and then I'm going to make a curved line here for the arch of the eyebrow, and we'll bring this side all the way up and around to give the shape of the top of the head, which is then going to circle around to the back here, and these will become the kind of the spikes for his hair. So we have one here, and then I'm going to drop another curved line down here. And then I'm going to drop another one as well, right about here. And then we'll come back and detail those in. All right, coming back to this area here where we left off, I'm going to bring another kind of curved line down and in, and then back up. We'll leave this at a point here, and back up and in. All right, and this will shape out where the eye is going to be. I'm going to add a little line in here, and then a curved line around for his mouth area. So an arch, and then we're going to bring this line around to the tip where his nose is going to be. Slightly outside of this kind of eyebrow area. It's going to be kind of a triangular area, and we'll bring this in and around. Okay, and here we'll add a little curved line, diagonal, and then kind of bring it across this way for the mouth. Right about here as well, we'll bring up an arch and around for the eye. A little eyebrow area here that slants down. And then on this side, again, we'll just kind of form this side of the eye. It's much smaller in size because he's kind of turning his head. I'm going to kind of reshape the arch area there. And the eye, the inside of the eye here is just kind of showing slightly on the side like that. All right, so let's start working on the body. I'm going to come around with a curved line like this, kind of like almost like a swoosh, and double it up. Okay, we can kind of start his arm right about here and his shoulder a little above. Now that goes behind this long kind of spike here. So we're going to continue it on this side and on this side here. Okay, right about here is where we're going to add the kind of the top part for his glove. It's almost like a curved rectangular shape. Bring it out to the side for his thumb, and then back in. And then a line down here and round it out for his knuckles, of course, for the name. But in here is where we're going to actually add these spikes. So these are kind of like triangular areas for the spikes, one about here and then one about here. This one extends out past his knuckle, and we're going to round it back up and in toward the cuff again. All right, let's come back up here for the body area. It kind of curves in, this big curved slant line in. And his leg is going to start about here, or the cuff for his shoe. And it's going to be this kind of three-dimensional cylindrical shape. And now I can determine where his leg is. So I'm just going to bring this line up. Little kind of tilt line here, and then we're going to drop this kind of back down at a slant. All right, for the outside of the body, it's gonna come a little further in here. Outside of the body is here. We're going to bring this up and then kind of curve it back in for the top of his chest here. And we'll now start to indicate where his other shoe is. So this is that cylindrical shape on this side. and his shoe kind of rounds all the way out. It's a curved line around and in, and then we're gonna slant it diagonally back. We'll leave some space here because this shoe actually overlaps. So it's a curved line out, curved line across, and then a curved line on this side, and then we're gonna just diagonally in here. Two lines that curve around for the sole of the shoe. And on this side, we can see kind of the dimensional side of it. Here, and we'll just kind of flip it into the side there. All right, let's work on his other arm. So it kind of is in back of his body here, but then we see the wrist area and the cuff of his glove, which is about there. And then we'll round it out to about here. A little knuckle area, and then slant it in. Now here we can see that kind of pointed area here, or the spike. I'll round out the knuckles on the bottom, and then we're just gonna bring it in and wrap it around. Here's where we're gonna indicate where his thumb is. So a curved line inside, and then a curved line around, and then back up. So again, that becomes his thumb. And then here is the inside of his palm. All right, now we can make the spike hair on the other side, which kind of just drops down at a curved line and then flips back in. So these come to a point here. Let's indicate his tail, which kind of swoops around in the back here. And we don't really see too much of it here, but we do see it kind of appear again on this side. So it's a zigzag line or a bent line up and then out. And then we're going to just bring that back in toward his glove. All right, let's show the tip of the nose here. We'll leave a little highlight. There's a little detail line in the middle here for a crease. And it looks just about right. And we'll just kind of detail the shoes. So I'm going to bring down a line here and some curved lines across. Again, these are angle lines because we're showing his shoe in dimension. And he has these kind of rivets on his shoes, almost like a Lego piece. So 3 and 3, 6 in total. And then we'll just curve some lines back around to indicate the curve in the shoe there. All right, same thing on this one. We're just going to bring some lines diagonally, slightly diagonally down, curve line across, and then on the other side, diagonally back up. And to show the dimension, we're going to bring another line in front, 2, 3 for the rivets, 2, 3 on this side for the rivets, and then curved lines around for these kind of side panels of his shoes. And that's going to do it for the drawing portion of Knuckles. I want to get into a lighter color first. I'm going to go with the peach for this part of his face here. And with the pencil sketch, it's nice because now I can go back over and just outline after I color. I usually outline before I color, but for this one, particularly since I'm using all markers, if I make a mistake, it's easier if I just go back and outline after to kind of cover up that space. So that's going to do it for the peach. I'm going to go into a true green, and that's going to be for the color of his cuffs on the bottom of his shoes, or the tops of his shoes, I guess. On both. I'm going to go into a yellow, and these are for the side panels of the shoes. And that's why we don't get to really see any of that side panel. For these areas here, I'm just going to kind of fill them in. It's a gray color, so if you have a pencil, I always find that works really well for a gray. All right, now I have a red tone I'm going to go into, and basically the rest of this suit for Knuckles is going to be this reddish color, except for the gloves, of course. Those are going to stay just white, so you can just leave those be. But everything else is basically red, going around this swoosh area. That also stays white. So again, my technique is always to kind of outline the shape that I want to add color to, and then fill in the space. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Little color right here on the other side of his arm, coming up here for his spike, and then around the top. And now I'm just going to use a marker stroke back and forth, again following the contour of the character here. Meaning that's just basically the shape as it goes around. So maybe here I'm just going to use the contour that curves around toward the front, kind of change the direction there, and then just neatly fill in this space. Okay, this area is red in here as well. And this is the piece for his tail and his shoes. Alright, so I'm going to get into an outlining marker. I'll start with the eyes here. Outline those first. I'm going to leave a little bit of a highlight or an open space in there. And his other eye, I'll leave a little bit of a highlight on that one. Okay, and even on the tip of the nose, so that'll be more toward the top there. And being careful not to double outline or kind of make those lines too thick, because I want to keep it even all around. If I do that, then I'm going to have to kind of thicken up all of the lines, and I really don't want to do that. So I want to just go one single line for the outline, making the thickness of that all even. Making sure also to outline all of those pieces and not forget any of them. And this sole piece I'm just going to kind of fill in with my outlining marker. And just kind of take a glance over it, make sure I got all these pieces here. Little piece there for the arm and the shoulder. I'm going to go back to the poppy red, and it looks like there's a little top piece for the shoes here that I missed. All right, that looks about right. So that's the drawing for Knuckles from Sonic. I hope you guys really enjoyed this one. It's a lot of fun to draw. Give them a try, and I'll see you next time. Bye.